Jack and the Mysterious Glowing Book. In New York City lived a boy named Jack. He was 10 years old, short black hair, curious eyes, and a red hoodie he wore almost every day. But Jack was different. Deep inside, he longed for something greater, an adventure that could change his life forever. One evening, after grabbing a burger on his way home, Jack noticed an old library hidden between tall Harlem buildings. Something about it felt alive, calling his name. Inside the dusty basement, he found a leather-bound book with golden inscriptions glowing faintly. When he opened it, golden light filled the room. The first page read, "True magic belongs to those who use it for others. But if used selfishly, it will drown your life in darkness." Jack stuffed the book into his backpack and ran home. In his locked room, he opened it again. Golden light filled the walls. Thrilling, but terrifying. He hid it on his shelf and tried to sleep, but even in the dark, it still glowed faintly. That night, his grandfather saw the light and grew worried. He knew Jack had found something dangerous. The next day, Jack experimented. Toys floated. He used magic to win games. In Central Park, leaves danced around him. At first, it was fun, but slowly, his friends pulled away. At home, his grandfather warned, "Magic is dangerous. Use it only to help others." Jack ignored him. He thought he was in control. One night, Jack sat on the library stairs with the glowing book in his hands. The same words appeared again. "True magic belongs to those who use it for others." The New York night sparkled around him, but Jack felt alone. He closed the book and walked home in silence. That night, sleepless, Jack heard his grandfather again. "Magic is dangerous. Use it only to help others, or it will destroy you." The words stayed with him. The very next afternoon, as Jack walked home from school, someone shouted, "Your apartment is on fire!" Jack froze, then sprinted. Flames burst from the windows. Thick smoke turned the sky black. Families screamed. A mother in a pink shirt and jeans cried for her child trapped inside. Without hesitation, Jack ran into the burning building. His eyes stung from the smoke, but he pressed on. There, in the corner, he found a small boy crying. Jack hugged him close, lifted him in his arms, and carried him out through the flames. The crowd cheered as Jack handed the child back to his mother, who wept with relief. But the fire raged on. Jack pulled the glowing book from his bag. His hands shook as he opened it. Golden light burst into the sky. He began to chant. Suddenly, streams of magical water surged out of the book, flooding the fire. Flames hissed, steam rose, and slowly, the fire died. The crowd gasped in awe. Jack had saved them. And in that moment, Jack understood. Real power was never about himself. It was about helping others. The next morning, Jack stood on a rooftop overlooking New York. The mysterious book floated before him, glowing brighter than ever, until, piece by piece, it dissolved into golden sparks. And in the air, a whisper echoed, "Real magic is in kindness." Tears rolled down Jack's cheeks. Jack always had one secret dream: to fly in an Emirates airplane. He had seen pictures of its massive wings, its shining logo, and imagined what it would feel like to sit by the window and watch the clouds drift by. Now, with his grandfather by his side, that dream was about to come true. At New York Airport, Jack stood by the wide glass windows of the terminal, his backpack on his shoulder. His eyes widened with excitement as he saw it. A huge Emirates jet waiting at the runway, glowing under the golden evening sky. "Grandpa," Jack whispered with a smile, "that's our plane." As they walked to the boarding stairs, Jack's heart raced. The red hoodie boy who once carried a dangerous glowing book was now carrying something far more powerful in his heart: kindness, courage, and hope. In London, he walked across Tower Bridge with his grandfather, a glowing pendant at his neck, the last memory of the book. In snowy Toronto, Jack helped a lost child find his way, a faint golden spark lighting his hand. In Montreal, he played soccer with new friends. No magic, just laughter and joy. And finally, Jack returned home to New York. At sunset, he stood on the Brooklyn Bridge. The book was gone, but his heart still glowed with kindness. Jack's story reminds us of something we often forget. Real magic is not in books, not in spells, not in power. Real magic lives in kindness, in courage, and in the love we show to others. And that is what makes someone a true hero.